Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Today's episode, we've combined the videos on all the different lightsaber colors in canon. Enjoy! Now the first color we're going to go over is blue. Blue is the most common color of lightsaber and was one of the two original colors featured in episode 4. It represents the light side of a never-ending rivalry between light and dark. Additionally, blue is so common because the kyber crystals, which give the sabers their color, could only produce blue or green saber blades. Why, you might ask? Because originally George Lucas said so. Well, this, and because these are the colors that worked due to the scene environment and rotoscoping technology. The color itself is typically used by greatly skilled lightsaber warriors and is associated with consciousness and intellect. At its core, the meaning of a blue lightsaber is to protect and promote safety across the galaxy. The two most notable users of the blue lightsaber are Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. That being said, there are many other notable users in the canon universe. Note, these are not all of the users. These include Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger, Shaq T, Agent Kolar, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Barra Sophie, Jocasta Nu, Aayla Secura, and Plo Koon. Green is the second most common lightsaber color after blue. Similar to the blue saber, green was so common because the kyber crystals, which gave the sabers their color, could only form blue or green blades. Additionally, similar to the blue saber, the color green worked best with the scene environments and rotoscoping technology of the earlier films. The color itself is typically used by Jedi who possess strong abilities with the Force. These Jedi would rather avoid combat if possible, instead opting for meditation or negotiation. Therefore, the green lightsaber is often associated with peace. Additionally, Jedi who use the green saber are also known to demonstrate vast amounts of goodwill and carry themselves with a friendly, helpful, and cooperative attitude.
Your son was kind enough to offer us shelter.
They tend to be extremely spiritual and associate strongly with harmony. The most notable users of the green lightsaber are Yoda, Luke Skywalker, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Other notable users are Kit Fisto, Depa Billaba, Even Peel, Coleman Trebor, and Sayesi Teen. Orange. Now, orange is new to Star Wars canon thanks to Jedi Fallen Order, but because the game is so new, there is still limited information on it in canon. One theory on why we never saw the orange saber in canon is because they were only owned by Jedi who swore not to use their weapons unless absolutely necessary. Additionally, it has been speculated that the orange color comes from a red lightsaber that a Jedi has tried to turn white. However, they are only partially successful in this task, leaving the lightsaber with an orange shade. Finally, another theory is that Jedi who prefer orange-bladed sabers tend to be conflicted individuals, and while they gravitate towards the light side of the Force, it is usually begrudgingly. Jedi with orange sabers have typically had a brush with the dark side of the Force, and despite the fact that they're usually morally good, they tend to have a mischievous streak. In Legends, orange is the color of the negotiators.
I got to them, we went into aggressive negotiations.
The only known canon user of the orange lightsaber is Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order. That is, should you use an orange saber in the game. In Legends, an orange lightsaber is used by Yaddle and as a secondary weapon of Plo Koon. The purple lightsaber is one of the more rare and mysterious colored lightsabers in the Star Wars galaxy. There's very little information on the purple lightsaber in canon. It actually came to be because Samuel L. Jackson requested it from George Lucas because purple is his favorite color, and he wanted to stand out from the other Jedi. That being said, the Legends information on the color is more extensive. The color purple can be interpreted as a mix of light and dark or blue and red. It is thought to be used by Jedi who harness both light and dark-sided techniques, or perhaps Sith turned Jedi. The color indicated moral ambiguity, uncertainty, and reconstruction. Wielders of the purple lightsaber demonstrate attributes such as instability, high energy, and the relentless determination to accomplish their goals. The only known canon user of the purple lightsaber was Mace Windu. In Legends, his lightsaber crystal comes from the planet Hurricane, where it was gifted to Mace as a young man after he saved the life of one of the crystalline beings who inhabit the planet. White. The white lightsaber is one of the rarest colors in the galaxy. Not much is known about the white saber other than it is thought to come from the healing and purifying of a corrupted kyber crystal. White lightsabers as such are evidence of their creator's mastery of the Force. As the white sabers do not appear in the live-action films, there is no behind-the-scenes reasons for their existence. The color itself represents neutrality, indetermination, and dissociation. The only known canon user of the white lightsaber is Ahsoka Tano. After defeating the sixth brother in a duel, she took his kyber crystals from his double-bladed spinning saber and was able to create 2 curved-hilt lightsabers. She removed the energy that the sabers had been infused with and added in her own energy instead. At this time, she was not associated with the Jedi or the Sith, so blue, green, orange, yellow, purple, or red coloration was not an option. Her independence from either side, in turn, influenced the color of the sabers. The color white represented her status as a Force user, committed to the light side, but uninterested in the ethics codes and priorities of the Jedi.
I am no Jedi.
Similar to the white lightsaber, the yellow lightsaber color is one of the rarest colors in the galaxy. Not a lot of information is known about the yellow lightsaber other than it can be seen in the pike-style lightsabers used by the Jedi Temple Guard. It is thought that the yellow lightsaber is so rare because it is only carried by individuals who rarely draw their sabers outside of the Jedi Temple. In the real world, it is thought that the yellow lightsabers were designed to help distinguish the Temple Guards from other characters. The color itself is associated with defense and protection. It represents a mix between diplomacy and combat. The yellow lightsaber is carried by individuals who are both resourceful and have good problem-solving skills, and who do not rely on the Force to solve all their problems. They have strong morals that they do not sway from. The color also signifies balance and hope. As mentioned above, the Jedi Temple Guards are canon users of the yellow lightsabers, tasked with the protection of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Rey is also a canon user of the yellow lightsaber, which makes sense since she is now the protector of the Jedi teachings. For her, the color represents virtue and hope. Another who has wielded a yellow lightsaber at some point in canon is Asajj Ventress. Red is one of the more common colors to exist within the galaxy. Red was one of the 2 original colors to be featured in Episode 4 and represents the dark side of the never-ending rivalry between dark and light. Behind the scenes, the red-colored lightsaber was used as an indicator to the audience that the character was evil. Red lightsabers are associated with evil and power. It is common knowledge that Sith use this color of saber. Because the crystals at the core are attuned to the light side of the Force, the Sith cannot form the same relationship with the kyber crystals as the Jedi. Therefore, they must either steal their crystals or employ other methods to build them. One such method is the process of bleeding, which consists of pouring all their hate, fear, and other negative emotions into the crystal, causing it to bleed and turn red. Characteristics that were commonly seen in the wielders of red lightsabers include that of being hasty, yearning for control, extreme vanity, and unrivaled levels of narcissism. Red is generally associated with instability and wildness. The most notable canon users of the red lightsaber are Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Kylo Ren, the Inquisitors, Asajj Ventress, and Savage Opress. The Darksaber is an incredibly rare lightsaber with only one known to exist within the galaxy. This ancient experimental weapon was created by Tari Vizsla, the first Mandalorian ever to be inducted into the Jedi Order prior to 1032 BBY. After his death, it became a symbol of conflict and ultimately leadership among the clans of Mandalore. The weapon was kept in the Jedi Temple after Vizsla's passing, but was stolen by members of House Vizsla in a conflict with the Jedi during the fall of the Old Republic. It ended up being handed down from warrior to warrior throughout the millennia by ancestors of pre-Vizsla who held onto the weapon even after the pacifist ideals of the new Mandalorians replaced the warrior ways of Mandalore. According to Mandalore custom, the Darksaber should only be obtained by defeating the previous owner in combat. The saber itself is a unique weapon. Its blade was shorter than that of most lightsabers, and it was shaped like a traditional sword. The craftsmanship that makes up the Darksaber is very Mandalorian, with an angular pommel, handguard, and slit-shaped blade emitter. The weapon emitted a sound that was higher pitched than other lightsabers, and it had a crystal that served as a channel for force energy. The Darksaber was so powerful, it had the ability to parry lightsaber blades. Wielders of the Darksaber were often those controlled by self-obsession. Some of the canon users of the Darksaber include Pre Vizsla, Darth Maul, Bo-Katan Kryze, Sabine Wren, Kanan Jarrus briefly, and Moff Gideon. It is interesting to note that the majority of the canon users were not force sensitive. If you are interested in knowing which color of lightsaber you would have in the Star Wars universe, check out one of our many quizzes here. On a side note, we did not do videos on the canon lightsaber colors Cyan, Indigo, or Magenta. These colors were in the Jedi Fallen Order video game and therefore are canon. However, not much is known at this point about their meanings. We can speculate that because Cyan and Indigo are variants of blue, that they could have similar meanings, whereas Magenta is a combination of white and red, so it could be a failed process of purification from changing a red crystal to white. In Legends, Magenta is used in Mara Jade's lightsaber, and the crystal was given to her by Emperor Palpatine, so it could be a sign of a more sinister ambition. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What is your favorite color of lightsaber? Let me know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. I hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.